go to Chatsworth on the Phil Hendry Show. Hi.
Yeah, Phil, hi. Great show as always.
Thank you.
I wanted to mention to you that I saw something on TV that was totally awesome today. Totally awesome.
Whereabouts?
It was on TV. I don't know exactly, but it was incredible. It was film footage or video footage of it was awesome. Black smoke going up into the air, planes getting shot out of the sky. They had these dudes running around, and they was shooting at the planes. They had this black smoke just cranking into the universe. It was totally, totally, totally intense, and I'd not seen nothing like it before.
I don't know what it is what you're referring to. Was this was it a movie? Was it a?
I don't know. I don't know if it's a movie, but it was the most completely intense thing. I mean, more bitchin' than Matrix, more bitchin' than Deep Impact, more bitchin' than Armageddon. I mean,
when you say it was more bitchin' than Deep Impact, it
was like just exploding stuff, guys with machine guns.
Did you hang around long enough to know whether it was? You say this is one of the coolest things that you've ever seen.
Totally the coolest. It was the coolest thing what I ever seen. And they had a ship sinking. And
I don't have any idea what was it black and white or was it color?
It was black and white. That's why I know. Because I remember saying to a friend of mine, Chris Sorensen, this is unbelievable, man. This has got to be some old thing.
If it was ship sinking and there was black smoke going up into the sky.
Well, the reason why I called is to find out if you knew, because it was bitchin'. I mean, it was.
If it's what I think it was, you were looking at film footage of the bombing of Pearl Harbor.
Oh yeah, that's the bombing of Pearl Harbor. That was when?
That was World War II.
What was that? Because I remember hearing about it.
You remember hearing about it. Are you? Well, let me ask you a question, if I can.
Yeah, Phil. I'm a junior at Chatsworth.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. Are you in school right now?
I'm a junior at Chatsworth. Yeah.
Okay. Do you know? You guys, you must have studied World War II.
Yeah, we have, but I'm not clear about how a lot of it falls together. But that was the bombing of Pearl Harbor. So what was that?
The bombing of Pearl Harbor you've never taken in school.
We have, but I saw what I saw today. That I'd never seen anything more cool than that. That was...
Well, if you're saying you never saw anything more cool than that, that was the Japanese bombing the American naval base and airfield and army barracks in Honolulu, Hawaii. The naval base was Pearl Harbor.
The Japanese?
Yeah.
Oh, man, where did they grow them big enough to be bombing us?
The Japanese bombed us in World War II.
You got to be kidding me. Nobody's never done that since, have they?
No, no one's ever done that since. That was...
What were they thinking? What were they thinking? I mean, you mess with the best, you die with the rest, my man. That's got to be the dumbest move that ever took place.
Well, yes, it was, and no, it wasn't. I mean, the Japanese think... You're not familiar with Pearl Harbor.
I'm familiar with it in a very cursory manner.
All right, let me tell you a pretty big word, man.
Which one? Cursory?
Yeah. The bombing of Pearl Harbor, and I'm not a veteran of that conflict, okay? I was born after World War II ended, but I will tell you what I understand about it.
And you're trying to tell me and a national radio audience that the Japanese grew a pair big enough to bomb Uncle Sam. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly not only what I'm saying, it's provable through history.
Holy jeez. That's the craziest thing I never heard of.
Well, they did, and what they did was, if you let me finish, okay?
Were Was there a...
Just let me finish, okay? The Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor because they wanted to knock out the American naval force in the Pacific. And in so knocking out the American naval force in the Pacific, it would leave the Japanese free to begin their military operations in the Pacific. They wanted to get a foothold in Southeast Asia. They wanted to establish bases in the Philippines. They wanted to establish a zone of hegemony. Do you know what that means?
No, I not know what that means.
Okay, hegemony means, you know, basically moving in. They wanted to move in.
Good thing they didn't bring on their weak army. We would have kicked ass all over their weak ass.
Well, guess what? They did bring on their army, and it wasn't all that weak. The Japanese were fairly formidable opponents. You have to understand something, okay? You know, kid, you're talking about how, hey, you know, the balls it took to attack America. Back then, we were on a relatively equal war footing with a lot of these countries. I mean, we were powerful, but the Japanese Empire itself was pretty powerful. They'd invaded China. They'd already invaded Korea. They had established their influence throughout the Far East, and they wanted to make sure that America didn't get involved.
Who'd they think they was messing with anyway? They think we're some kind of England or something? What a bunch of slopes. And
all right, watch the slope stuff, okay? If you don't mind.
I'm sorry, but I mean, they got to be kidding.
Well, they weren't kidding, brother. They came in with everything that they had, and they sunk a bunch of battleships, and they killed a bunch of men, and, you know.
That was Sorensen's granddad called them slopes. He was in World War I. And
Chris Sorensen's grandfather was in World War I or II?
World War II.
World War II, and he called them slopes. Good for him. We don't do that on my show. Do you understand?
That's what he called them.
I know, but we're not going to do that here on our show. Okay, now do you understand Pearl Harbor?
So anyway, get back to what they was doing.
What the Japanese were doing?
Yeah.
The Japanese were attempting to establish their influence. They felt the Far East was under their geopolitical control. It was not the United States. They didn't want the United States in the Far East, so they were going to keep us out of there. And to do that, they bombed our Navy.
Then what?
Then what happened was we were at war. We declared war on the Japanese.
Yeah, man, you better believe it. There's not a chance in hell. They get themselves in a wheelchair and roll themselves home.
Well, not quite, man, because it was a 4-year war. I mean, we fought them at the Battle of Midway.
Who won that?
We won that. It was a major naval battle at Midway Island between the United States fleet and the Japanese fleet. We sunk a bunch of their aircraft carriers, but we also had a hard time,
Yeah, of course we won at the Battle of Midway. We sunk their Jap ass all over the weak-ass place.
Will you knock it off with Jap, please?
I'm sorry.
Just knock that off. Now, what else do you want to know? I got to take a break. Hold on here, kid. I turned on something today, and it looked really bitchin'. We got any veterans out there who might articulate to this kid a little bit better than me the chronological history of the Second World War after Pearl Harbor? Today is the anniversary of that, and I guess that's something that he was watching on TV. 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendry Show. Where's this kid? Are you there?
Yeah, right here, Phil.
Okay. So anyway, the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, and then we had the Battle of Midway. That was an air battle.
Yeah, there were a lot of Japanese planes what was shot down, right?
Yes, there were.
If it flies, it dies. That is so cool. Then what?
If it flies, it dies. Okay.
Yeah, if it flies, it dies. You mess with the best, you die like the rest. That's one thing what the Japanese not counted on when they fought with us.
Look, kid, war ain't like a video game, okay? There's a lot of reality that gets injected into this thing, and everybody loses in a lot of ways. Now, let me move on. Then there was the Battle of the Philippines, and the initial one we lost, like a baton, we lost.
We lost?
Yes, we lost.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding.
Then what?
Then there was the Bataan Death March. They had a lot of guys that were marching on the Japanese forced the Americans to march a long way, and a lot of them died.
You're kidding me. We lost. That would never happen anymore in America.
I don't know if it would or it wouldn't, but that's what happened. It was a major battle, and we lost, and they made these guys, go. And I mean, there were a lot of battles that were tough battles to fight, okay?
Well, did we win? Eventually win? I mean, with the Philippines and stuff?
Yeah, we did. That was MacArthur's whole thing. I'm going to return, and he did. And he went back. He was a general.
General MacArthur.
That's right. And he came back, and he beat the Japanese in the Philippines. But, I mean, there was a whole bunch of stuff like Guadalcanal, Iwo Jima, Saipan, Wake Island. I mean, there were all these really horrific battles.
Did we win them?
Yeah, we won them. I mean, like, for instance, at Iwo Jima, that's where that flag was raised. And
yeah, that's bitchin'. I seen that at the Smithsonian institutions.
Right, kid. So they raised the battle there at Iwo Jima, or they raised the flag at Iwo Jima, and the American Marines, U.S. Marines.
Yeah, the Marine Corps is hardcore. Mother Green and her killing machine, hardcore, man. That is so bitchin'. You know, if you mess with the best, you die like the rest. And so many...
Okay, kid, I got it already, all right? Let me move on with this. Mother Green.
Yeah, that's what they call the Marine Corps. Mother Green and her killing machine. When it gets tough, I go to the rifle.
Good for you. All right, so they do all of that stuff. Let me take a phone call here. Joshua Tree on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd just like to ask that kid, what's he been doing in school for the last 16 years?
Well, I've been going to school and learning
Why don't you drop out and make room for somebody that's got a brain?
Oh, really? What do you know
Well,
about it?
you're pathetic.
You're
pathetic.
What do you know
You're
about
the most pathetic thing I've ever heard on talk radio in my life.
Well, wait a
Why don't
second.
you drop out of school, kid? You're a lost case.
Well, why are you so angry, ma'am? Hello? She hang up?
Yeah, some old bag living out in Joshua Tree.
I don't know why she was that angry. You are definitely asking some questions, though, that a lot of people should know. Do you understand that?
There's nothing I'm asking that the average kid would. You got to understand something, Mr. Henry. I'm speaking for the younger generation of the young generation of people. We don't know about this stuff. If I'm some old bag working an emery board out in the desert, yeah, I got it all going on. All I got time to do is watch the Discovery Channel and feed my dog. I got other stuff to go on in my life, and that's why...
You're saying that the average high school student doesn't know a lot of these things.
No, that's why I'm calling you up. Getting mad at me about it.
All right, well, I'm trying to tell you. So there were a lot of battles that were fought. You're telling me that the average student in American high school...
World War II is a very distant thing to me and my people. My generation is a forward-looking generation. Now, yes, we've been forced to look back on World War II by a lot of your kind of people on account of the history of the Saving Private Ryan. Jesus. But, I mean, we're willing to learn it.
Well, it's history, man. You have to learn it. It's important.
I know we got to learn it. I'm just saying this is how. Oral history as well as written.
All right, well, okay, so are you with me so far?
Yeah. So we kicked ass or something, but we lost. This is weird, man. I'm not used to America losing no wars.
We didn't lose, okay, but it was a tough war. There was a period there where maybe we thought we were going to lose. We kept on fighting.
So it was like hand-to-hand combat and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was hand-to-hand combat. A lot of that was. So we beat the Japanese of these islands. Guam was another one. I mean, there were a lot of battles on these islands in the Pacific until finally we won at Saipan, and the decision was made that we would not invade Japan, that we would drop the A-bomb.
Yeah, I heard of that. That's the one that was the mush, looks like a shroom, don't it?
Yes, sir, it looks like a shroom.
They should have called that the SOL bomb. You're SOL, my man. So then what?
So you've seen it.
That's about the bitchinest explosion that I have ever seen in my life. I seen a bitchin' one in Mount St. Helens, and I seen a bitchin' one like at the beginning of Die Hard with a Vengeance. But I never seen a bitchin' one like that. And Oklahoma City was pretty good. But
okay, all right. So yeah, it was a big explosion, and we flew Colonel Paul Tibbett was the commander on that. He flew the Enola Gay.
What?
The Enola Gay was the name of the plane that had the A-bomb.
That's the worst thing that you've said so far.
I'm sorry?
You're telling me that the plane that carried the A-bomb is called the Gay. That is so bad, man. So very, very wrong.
It was named after his mother. He named the plane after his mom. Her name was Enola Gay.
Whatever.
Okay, so he drops the A-bomb, and...
Let me tell you the rest. Kaboom! Look out below, man.
All right, so they dropped the A-bomb. And
Then all the Japanese surrendered.
no, they didn't. They didn't.
You gotta be kidding me.
No, it took one more, Nagasaki. Then they surrendered.
So we dropped 2? God damn, man. That's so brutal. That's beyond brutalization.
All right, hold on. I got to take another break. This kid really doesn't know what's going on. Phil Henry Show. All right, so we got, and I'm going to ask this kid his name. Did you get his name, Mike? His name's RC. RC, you there?
Yeah, Phil, right here.
Okay.
Phil, I want you to know, I really enjoy listening to the talk stations and everything on account of, what I can learn and everything.
I understand that, all right? You wanted to know about World War II. I'm laying it on you the best way that I know how. But you're exhibiting some ignorance here, okay? Okay?
Well, I mean, this is America, man, in 1999. How much of this stuff you think we're supposed to learn?
Today is the anniversary of the Japanese bombing of Pearl Harbor, and I know as the longer the time elapses between the event and now, more of those veterans die, and people don't know about it. But it's something that we do memorialize, okay?
We can't learn about everything that ever happened in ancient history over the years of the history. We got to move on.
I know, but some stuff we need to be mindful of. Let me go back to the lady in Joshua Tree. Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
Yeah, well, it just so happens that of all the events of the 20th century...
This is the lady that hung up.
Of all the events of the 20th century, that's probably the most famous. And if you're 16 years old and we've spent probably $100,000 on your education, taxpayers, to this date, and you don't know about that, let me ask you, what do you know? What have you learned in school? Tell me now.
You're sitting out in the desert eating beef jerky.
What do you know is the question.
I know
what
you're
has
old.
our money accomplished? We have paid for you, your education. What have you learned?
Okay, I'll tell you. I know you're old, and I'm young, and I'm part of the
That's
new
what we paid. That's what we paid $100,000 for, so you can develop the profound intuition to surmise that I'm old. Is that what taxpayers? Is that what we've got teachers in classrooms for? Is that what we're paying for books for? Is that what we're paying for libraries for? Is that what we're paying for your computers for? What have you learned in 16 years? You are so pathetic. If you knew what you sounded like, it's so bitchin', man. That atom bomb is so bitchin', man. I learned 3 words.
All right, hold on.
I learned 3 words. Hey,
Hold on.
everybody, I'm so proud.
All right, hold on.
I learned 3 words.
All right, hold the line,
I've been in
ma'am.
school 15 years, and I've learned 3 words.
Hold on.
I know how to say bitchin'. I know how to say cool. I know how to say...
Okay, hold on.
I know how to say intense.
Let's hold on for just a second here. The woman is making, and I need for everybody to calm down here. She's making the point that...
Didn't you see the A-bomb explosion? It's the bitchest thing that ever happened. Did you see it or did you not?
Bitchiness? Bitchiness in what way? Is it bitchiness to watch about 1 million people having their skin burned off them? What an idiot! I've never heard anybody this idiotic in my life.
Well, hold on for a minute. Why would you say an A-bomb explosion, RC, is bitchin'?
Are you telling me it killed 1 million people?
Well, it killed about 80,000 people.
Tell me that isn't cool that one bomb can do that. Go ahead, tell me. One bomb killed 80,000 people? Awesome. And it was dropped by the American Air Force of America, weren't it?
Yes, it was.
Okay, what's bad about that? See, the difference between my generation and you people, we love our country. America. If it flies, it dies.
Well, can I ask you a question? What's your drug of choice?
If you mess with the
What
best,
drug do
you die
use?
with the rest.
What's your favorite drug of all the drugs? What's your favorite drug?
Ganja.
Ganja.
I would have guessed it was methamphetamine.
Lady, I'm high on life.
A lot of methamphetamine
I'm
for
high
a long,
on life.
long period of time.
I'm high on life. I'm high on life.
You're high on explosion.
On life.
You like to see things blow up.
I'm
Isn't there
trying to
anything
find out-
else? Isn't there anything else that you could say? Something that is bitchin', something that's beautiful, something that moves you. You
Well,
like
I
to
seen the
watch
thing on
things
TV
blow
today,
up.
and I wanted to know about what happened
describe
about
that
the
as a
blow-up.
wondrous thing. That's a wondrous thing to your mind.
It's good
A
to have an
huge
interesting thing, ain't it?
explosion.
All right,
People
hold
and
on.
things being blown to bits.
Hold on.
That's just wondrous.
Hold on.
That's just marvelous.
It's bitching, ain't it?
Hold on. Now, the point...
I'm just saying it's good to have an interest in things. Ain't it supposed to?
Interest? If you had any interest in anything, you've been sitting in classes 6 hours a day since you were 5 years old. If you'd been paying attention to anything, by now you would have known Pearl Harbor, my boy. You would have known Pearl Harbor.
I knew
if
about it was blowing the stuff
you've
up.
been sitting in class
RC,
doing nothing.
what did you know
You've
about...
been sitting in
Okay.
class doing nothing.
What did you know about
have
Pearl
no
Harbor?
interest in anything.
I knew
it's
about it.
obvious.
All right, hold on. RC, what did you know about Pearl Harbor?
They blew stuff up there. I knew all about it.
You knew nothing about it. You called in and you didn't even recognize on television. You started talking about, I saw something on television today that was cooler than the movie Armageddon. Oh, wow, man. It was so cool, man. They were blowing up ships.
Yeah.
And
Let me let me say
and it
something
was
here because
so
it's important.
cool,
Let me
man. It
yeah.
was the
All right, hold on,
thing.
ma'am. Let me say something here, RC, that's very important for you to know. The men who died at Pearl Harbor, some of them are still in the hull of that ship.
Oh, that is awesome. Can you go down and look at it? Well, can you or can you not?
Yeah,
Yes or
hang
no?
up on him.
Hey, lady, do you know anything about it?
Do I know anything about it?
You go down and look at the
I
dead
just
guys
can't
in the
believe
ship.
it. I can't believe it.
Have you
I've
been
known
over
about
there?
it since I was 5 years old. I've known about it.
Yeah, but did you go and see the dead guys in the bottom of the ship or not?
Why would I want to go see a bunch of dead bodies when I can go to a zoo and look at a lot of beautiful live animals? Now that's
zoo?
something bitchin'.
Oh, that's so
something
lame.
beautiful.
That's lame.
Where did you pick up?
I'm sure the zoo. You live in Joshua Tree. They got animals out there that not are even in cages or nothing.
I have many animals around here.
Yeah,
that I
so
see.
what are you going to go to the
Wild
zoo
animals. I'm saying you're down in the city. For example,
down to the
why
zoo,
would I
you'll
want to
probably see
go and
yourself
look
in
at
the
dead
zoo.
bodies in the bottom of the ocean
'Cause it's
that
bitchin'.
suffered a terrible death? Would you stand there in front of people when they were looking at those going, oh, this is so bitchin'. Look at all these bodies.
Yeah, but
What do
you'd
you
rather
think
go to the
people would
zoo.
think to you?
You'd rather go to
What
the
do you
zoo and
think?
see animals that are in a cage. You'd rather see animals that are in a cage.
No, I wouldn't rather.
Yeah,
but
you
there's
would.
a lot of animals. There's a lot of animals that you can't let run all over the place.
You're
And
so
they've got
bad.
an exhibit. They've
Oh,
got a
really?
beautiful exhibit. They've got a beautiful exhibit that
Where?
shows how we can take care of these animals.
What are you talking about?
That's something to go look at, not people that have been blown up and are buried in the bottom of a ship in the bottom of the
What
ocean.
animals are not allowed to be running around? Every animal can run around if it wants to. Human beings is the ones that stuck it in a cage. People like you. You
The
some kind
point
of
is,
sadist. You wanna see a
the
captured animal. You're
point
sick.
is, it's about
You're
the things. It's about the things that you call in a radio show and make public knowledge that you aren't ashamed, that you rant and rave about how bitchin'
When that
an
ain't blowing
explosion
up,
is, that you aren't ashamed of
thing
your
going.
ignorance, that you aren't so ashamed of your ignorance, that you would call in a show and let it be known to people that you don't
Right.
know anything about World War II.
Not
You
my
don't know
fault.
a single damn thing about you don't know World War I from World War II.
Hey, wait a second.
I'll bet you didn't even know there was a war in Vietnam. I'll bet you never even knew there was one in Vietnam.
Hey, wait a second. It's not my fault the school system blows on ice, so I don't know this stuff.
The problem is you've been given everything your whole life. You've been given everything. You've had everything. You've been given your television, your tapes, and your VCR, and your dope, and your beer, and your food, and all you do is take it, and you give nothing back.
You're giving me a headache right now.
All you give back is a display on public radio of your years of acquired ignorance.
I was
for all to hear.
I was
Years
given
of
2
your
nuts, and I had
acquired
testicular
ignorance.
cancer, and they had to take one of the nuts away from me. What do you think about that? I had 2 good balls, and then I had to have one taken off. Yeah, that stopped you in your tracks, didn't it? I'll tell you
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I had testicular cancer when I was 13. What, are you going to laugh at me? Yeah. You think that's funny, don't you? I used to have 2 good nuts. Now I only got 1.
It's not the worst thing in the world. It's not the worst thing in the world. It still doesn't. It still doesn't make up. It still doesn't explain. It doesn't justify a mind. It doesn't justify a mind that thinks explosions and bombs are bitchin' and cool. There's many people that have worse handicaps than that. There's many people that have worse handicaps than that, and they would never talk about Pearl Harbor as something bitchin' and cool on the anniversary, the very anniversary of the bombing, on public radio for people to hear.
Discovery Channel one time that one of those Japanese soldiers, was living in the jungle, and he come out 15 years after the war ended, and he was so stupid he didn't even know the war ended. This Japanese guy. Bet you didn't know about that. I did.
Sure.
I seen it on the History Channel.
But still, my question is, what have you learned in 16 years?
I know more about that than you.
Tell me something you've learned from within your classroom.
Inside my classroom, that I'll tell you, my 3rd period biology teacher, Mrs. Torn, has the nicest looking ass you've ever seen. And that's the truth. And I got a petition, 3 other guys signed that'll attest to it.
All right, so in other words, you want to be a smart ass.
What?
So in other words, you don't want to answer the lady's question.
He hasn't learned anything.
She's got the
That's the answer. That's the answer.
I never would have learned that if I wasn't in school.
All right, anyway,
anything.
Thank you very much. Thank you for, all right, I got to get going. Thank you for your call. She asked you what you learned.
I already answered it. I told you I seen about that Japanese soldier that lived in the forest, and I seen it on Gilligan's Island, too. They had an episode about this one submarine that came...
Oh, forget about Gilligan's Island, all right? I'm talking about World War II. Here's Marietta on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello?
Hey.
Yes.
I swear, I mean, I'm 16 years old.
Yeah?
And, I mean, I know where a lot of you are coming from because a lot of my 16-year-old friends are morons. I mean, you talk about the dumbing down of culture.
Tell me about it.
People like you. But no, seriously, I don't know where you're getting off being like, you know, where are these people.
Hey, dude, have you seen what they had on TV today about Pearl Harbor?
Yeah, I've seen what they had on TV. And it sucks. It's war. But I know about it. Everybody knows about it.
Yeah, but I bet you didn't know how come it all started and stuff.
I know how it started.
How?
I know how the war started.
How?
Pearl Harbor came over here. I mean, the Japanese came over here.
All right,
bombed the crap. Hey, Mom, get off. I'm on. I gotta get this.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna keep you on the line. I'm gonna keep you guys on the line, both of you on the line. But just hold on. I got to take a commercial break. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Are you there, RC?
Yeah, I'm here. Hey, kid, you got your mom on the phone? Oh,
yeah,
boy.
it's late,
All right.
and I'm not supposed to be.
All right, hold. I'm gonna have you on.
Chastising you for this.
I'll have you on the line. Just hold on, all of you, and I'll be back right after my commercial break. The gentleman in Marietta and the gentleman in Chatsworth. It's the Phil Hendry Show. 1-800-449-8686. A young man from Chatsworth, California, on the line, R.C. Collins, who called in and wanted to know all about Pearl Harbor. And your lack of knowledge of this has got an awful lot of people upset.
Well, that's their fault. If they...
Hold on so I can get to the calls and before the hour ends. Marietta, got a young man hanging on the line in Marietta. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Yeah,
okay.
Go ahead.
I mean...
Is this the guy whose mom was on the phone?
Yeah, it's late down here. She got mad because I was yelling at you for being an imbecile.
Man.
Okay.
You gotta get your mom on the phone.
Forget it, will you? Let the guy say what he's going to say.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Look, I know how the war started. I know that a lot of people my age know how the war started. I find it hard to believe that you don't or anything like that. And the fact that you find it cool, okay? Tons of people died during that.
Yeah, I know that.
How is that in any way cool to you? I agree totally with that woman. It's like you're taking pleasure in somebody else's in millions of people's misfortune. And
do you think it's cool that people die, RC?
No, don't think it's cool, but I'm just saying I seen the picture of the A-bomb blast. Tell me that's not bitching to look at.
Oh, bitchin'.
Get out of here.
Blast, man.
What?
It's an explosion.
It's the coolest explosion you've ever seen, ain't it?
I really don't harp over, the magnitude of some big old smoke cloud. I've got other problems to worry about.
It's part of the cycle of life when people croak and stuff. I'm just saying that when I seen the Pearl Harbor stuff and America won, I'm very patriotic about that.
Yeah, but you're the guy that wants to go and see the dead guys in the bottom of the ship.
That's disturbed.
Whatever. What do you mean disturbed?
It is disturbed. You don't want to go swimming down under the feet to look at some rotten corpse. Oh,
Man, by now it's probably bones. It's probably not no corpse at all. It's probably bones and stuff.
Oh, man.
Don't they take people down there to look at it?
No, they do not. It's a memorial. It's a memorial to the men who lost their lives as that ship sunk that day in Honolulu. Thank you, sir, for your call. Here is Wes Jefferson on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello?
Yes, I would just like to start off by saying...
The fish probably ate out the eyes and stuff of them guys.
Okay, well, my great-grandfather fought in World War I, and my grandfather fought in World War II, and I do not appreciate your disrespect.
Whereabouts?
They're probably turning over in their graves right now listening to this. These men died, so you're still able to wipe your ass on your own today. And I think you should show a little more respect.
What makes you think I wouldn't be able to wipe my butt on account of the Japanese winning a war?
Well,
they wiped their butts over there. Where was your grandfather? Was he down in Pearl Harbor, too?
Yes, actually, he was.
Really? Did he get blowed up?
No.
What do you mean, did he get blowed up?
In the explosions.
I'm 18,
huh?
Yeah.
I'm 16. What up?
And you act like you have the mind of like a 10-year-old. Can't you grow up and show some respect for other people?
Wait a second, I do show some respect.
Besides yourself and your shrooms.
I'm watching TV today. I'm looking at the bitchinest explosions what I'd ever seen, and I called up the host, and he said that we won World War II against the Japanese when we dropped an A-bomb. And I said right on to that, look out below, look out below. Wouldn't you say that?
No, I wouldn't. I mean, yeah, the explosion may have looked, quote-unquote, cool to you.
It did look cool.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you got to watch your language, okay?
I'm sorry.
Let me ask the lady a question. If you got the A-bomb, you're packing an A-bomb under your skirt, aren't you going to go, look out below, look out below?
No, I'm just a bit more mature than that. No offense to you.
Okay, grow up, will you? God.
Well, that's how it sounded, I'm sure.
I mean, all these veterans out here that could be listening to this right now.
They dig it.
They had to fight for you. So you could sit here and say this.
I know, they're supposed to have fought for me. That's their job. Hey, did you ever hear about the Japanese guy that was living in the forest and then he comes out 15 years after the war ends? The dude didn't even know the war was over.
Yeah, because it screwed him up so bad mentally from sitting there watching kids. I mean, 3 and 4 years old getting their heads blown off for you. And look how you act. Look how you treat them.
Well, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. If I had a friend like you who could show me the ropes. Where are you at, anyway?
West Jefferson, North Carolina.
I'm out in Chatsworth, California. Any chance of hooking up?
No. You're going to have to grow up just a little bit.
Come on out to the coast. Let me show you what it's all about.
If you only knew.
Really? I can kick my game.
That's all this is to you, isn't it? Is a game.
No.
Well, when we go into World War III and you get drafted, then you'll see what it's all about.
Check it out,
baby. You'll regret saying that.
Check it out, baby. We get drafted into World War III. I'm long gone to Canada. I know the kid whose older brother did it.
Exactly, because you're a chick, and all these other men weren't afraid to stand up and fight for you.
I ain't going to go and get my young ass shot off just so, Clinton can have another Hummer from a fat girl. Forget it. I'm staying at home checking out what's on the Learning Channel.
You need to watch the Learning Channel. I mean, they tell this stuff on the Learning Channel. I had to learn this in school.
You know what I'm going to do if there's another war and they start sending out draft notices? I'm going to have a foot shooting party to get out of the draft. You can come on over to my house and we'll draw a target on your foot and we'll, put a bullet through it. It'll be bitchin'.
What a coward.
What?
Exactly.
What a coward that you would do something like that. A foot shooting party.
It's bitchin'.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to, offend you, but, the biggest, and the rednecks are supposed to be up here with me.